I'm meteorologist Jeff Edmonds, and here is that late afternoon update with Isaias. Now, the good news is with this storm system, it has gotten a little bit weaker. Isaias, no longer a hurricane at the moment. It is now a tropical storm as of the 5 p.m. Saturday update from the National Hurricane Center. And we can see the storm system. It doesn't look as organized when we look at the satellite. There still is that center of circulation that I'm watching, and that's in that area that's just to the south and east of Miami right now. That's that zone right there, and there still are some strong winds within the storm system, but the storm has gotten weaker. It has 70-mile-an-hour winds now, and it also has slowed down a lot. A couple of days ago, we had the storm system moving to the northwest at 16 miles an hour. Now it's moving at 10 miles an hour, so it's slowed down a little bit, and because it's slowed down, it may actually re-strengthen back into a hurricane overnight and going into tomorrow morning as it moves closer to Florida, along the east coast of Florida, so areas around Miami, Fort Lauderdale, towards Jupiter, Florida, also into West Palm Beach. They're going to see the storm system move in as a Category 1 hurricane going right up along the coastline. Now, the good news is for the Floridians is that they're on the west side of the storm system, so they won't see the strongest part of the hurricane. Now, let's talk about it as it gets closer to our area. It weakens again back to a tropical storm, so throughout the day on Monday, it's still weak. Into Tuesday morning, the storm system makes landfall close again to areas around South Carolina and into North Carolina. So that's what we're looking at right there. Now, as it advances into our area, we'll see the storm system likely stay as a tropical storm and continue to weaken because it'll be over land. So this is Tuesday in the afternoon, and that storm system bringing winds around 50 miles an hour possibly to Hampton Roads, especially near the water and along the coastline. That's where we'll see the strongest winds from the storm system. It'll continue advancing to the north and moving eventually into Delaware, Maryland, and fading away. So the long term of this thing is not looking super scary, and also for our area, I'm not super scared about what it'll bring. It will bring us an impact of tropical-like weather, though, on Tuesday. So what are some things that we may see from the storm system? Power outages are looking likely with the strong winds. Flooding, not so likely because we may not get that much rain from the storm system. Richmond may get 4 inches of rain. Some of us could only get an inch or less. Tidal flooding, not a big issue for the usual spots. So for areas in Norfolk, from the Chesapeake Bay, any of that type of tidal flooding isn't looking very likely. However, for the sound side, southern Virginia Beach, there could be some temporary flooding as that wind pushes that water to the north. Tornado risk is also a bit elevated too because we're going to be on the east side of the center of the storm system. How much rain are we talking about? Well, rainfall totals from this model here, this is the European model, has the majority of the rain in central Virginia. Not that much across Hampton Roads. An inch or half an inch, that's not a big deal. So we're going to have to see how that pans out. I'm keeping the flooding threat not zero because if there is some training with the rain, we could see some problems with that. Here's a look at the timeline once again, and in terms of the winds. We see those strongest winds going into Tuesday afternoon, and then that storm moves to the north. By the way, there's more rain on the way later on into the upcoming week, so we'll have better chances for rain actually Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, sometimes in a way than we have from Isaias. Wind speeds, let's take a look at this. Tuesday morning, we have those winds that are starting to pick up across the Outer Banks. As we go into the afternoon, we start to see some of those strongest winds across Virginia Beach. Now, at this point, the center of circulation will likely be in this zone here. That's what the model is suggesting. Both models, the GFS and the European, are starting to come into an agreement. So that's a good thing. We're at least kind of figuring out where that center of circulation could be. The winds stay strong across the eastern shore going into the evening, but for the rest of us by the evening, the storm is moving out and it's shutting down and it'll be over. So it won't be a long-lived event. We have a few scattered showers and storms moving into the area for tonight, but as we look at the big picture though, once again, across the area, let me zoom this all the way out and we go down to the south. That's where we have the storm system that's moving into Florida for tonight. So that's where we are right now with our weather. Things are looking better as Isaias is looking like a weaker storm coming into the area. Hopefully that continues to be the trend. Stay tuned for updates. I'll have a newscast coming up at 6 o'clock, 10 o'clock, and 11 o'clock. There's more information always on our website at wavy.com.